What is up, gamers? It is I, Michael 1E1001, and in this video I present to you a tutorial on nix-shell. Now, nix-shell is a command line utility for the NixOS operating system that lets you run a shell in your shell with some number of packages installed. Now, this has three main use cases that are all pretty similar. So, the first use case is to simply install a piece of software. So let's say I want to use Node.js. I type Node and hit enter, and it says it's not installed. It helpfully provides me with a hint on how to install it. So you use nix-shell-t to specify the packages, Node.js, it's not Node, because, I don't know, they decided that. Now you can run that, and since I've not installed Node, it will download it. And once it's downloaded, it will put me into a nix-shell. Now with my prompt, that is indicated by a percent here, a percent symbol, instead of the dollar symbol. On the default nix prompt, it will say nix-shell instead of the username at host. And on some other users' customized prompts, it will show whatever you want it to show, whatever you've configured it to show. But now, in this environment, Node is installed, and it will run the Node.js interpreter. Now, once you exit this, Node isn't installed again, but if I run the command, it won't re-download the program, because it is in the Nix store. So it has been cached, and it will stay there until you collect the garbage with nix collect garbage. Now, the second use case of this is to to install a package and to run a command directly with the --run parameter. So, for example, we can install neofetch and then run neofetch. Now, this takes a single string argument, so if you want to specify multiple arguments, you have to quote it and put the separate arguments like that, because it passes that argument to your shell. So with this, you can run it, and after it downloads neofetch, it will run it and show you my wonderfully powerful system. Now, the third use case, which is pretty useful, is if you are in the folder for a program or for some piece of software, and they provide a shell.nix or default.nix file, and this file contains the appropriate code, such as here, where it contains a nix function that takes in a pkg's argument and runs make shell with the build inputs of VSCE, Node.js, and Racket. Now, with this setup of just a shell.nix in the local current directory, you can just type nix-shell without any arguments and hit enter, and it will install the appropriate extension or the appropriate packages from shell.nix. Once it has installed those, it will once again, as always, put you in a nix-shell. So now we are in a nix-shell. You can run VSCE, and it is installed. And the primary use case of this is for when developing a piece of software, instead of having to juggle different versions of dependencies or different just quantities of dependencies, different incompatible dependencies maybe, across multiple projects, you can just enter the nix-shell for an appropriate project and then exit it once you're done with that project and enter the nix-shell of a different project. And so this is a very useful development organization tool, as well as a very useful tool for trying out software without permanently installing it on your system or needing to uninstall it afterwards, as it will automatically uninstall it when you exit the shell. This concludes my nix-shell tutorial. Thank you for watching. Remember to smash that like button and absolutely demolish that subscribe button. We don't need it anymore. Get rid of it. Just absolutely break it. And why did I This is this is such a silly concept. This it's all great.